guys, Hot Hospitality Exchange here, Sabrina Meyers. Today's vlog is a little bit different because it's not about me visiting some hotel around the world, or it's not about me going as a buyer on a trade show or forum of some kind. Today's vlog is about the 3 most important things to remember when it comes to social media management. The reason why I thought I would do this vlog is that I've had quite a few suppliers in my world, who are hotels, venues, and destinations, ask me over many an occasion, what can they do different? What is important when it comes to social media for a hotel or a venue or a destination? So I had a little think about it and I came up with 3 things. To note is that my vlogs and my perspective with my channel and my Instagram and my Twitter and everything is that I'm doing everything from an event planner's perspective. And I focus on MICE, which is meetings, incentives, conferences, events. However, I think these 3 things you can really apply across the board to any kind of product, any kind of brand, and any message that it is that you're trying to get across through social media. Just for the record, I do want to put this out in public that I am by no means an expert. However, I am a big fan of social media, as you can see. I am on Twitter, I am on Instagram, and I am on YouTube. And I am pretty much a self-taught social media person. So these are my 3 top tips, whether you are a hotel or a venue or a destination, and how you should use these or keep these 3 things in mind when it comes to managing all your social media channels. The first thing that is very important is relevance. What do I mean by relevance? Like I just mentioned, all the different social media platforms that exist nowadays. It's incredible. But of course, the top ones are Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Vine, there's so many, Snapchat. So depending on what your product is, if you are a hotel, if you are a venue, if you're a destination, be smart about which platform you're going to pick for your social media purposes, because they have to be relevant to your product and they have to be relevant to your brand and your message. If you're a hotel, you don't necessarily have to be on Snapchat, because I don't want to see that. I'm not sure how that could be interesting. Maybe if you're a funky hotel, sure, but Snapchat is a completely different platform altogether. You know, I could see you having a Facebook page, I could see you having an Instagram page, an account to follow. I could see you definitely having a profile on LinkedIn. Should you be on Twitter? Should you be on Snapchat? That's for your team to evaluate, but that might not necessarily be the platforms that you need to be on. It really just depends. You need to find the right platforms that are relevant to your product and your brand. That's number 1 in relevance. Another thing about relevance is you have to make sure that all the content that you're posting is relevant to your product and your brand. This is so important. If you are a resort in the Bahamas, or you are the destination Bahamas, then obviously on your social media channels, you know, it makes no sense posting running with the bulls in Pamplona looks super exciting, got nothing to do with your destination and your brand and your product. It's just a random post. And so it's so important to keep things that are relevant to your brand and your product. So if you are indeed a destination like the Bahamas, for example, then you've got the posters and the pictures and the videos of the resorts and the beaches and, you know, whatever it is that's relevant to your destination, all the events that are taking place that you should be posting and making comments about. Number 2, consistency. Consistency is so important when it comes to social media because, well, like with everything in life, if you want to be successful, you have to be consistent. So when I say consistency, I mean that in terms of, like I mentioned, all relevant posts have to be consistent and relevant to your brand and your message and your product. Another thing about consistency, more obviously, is timeframes. So if you pick a platform, whichever platform you pick, whether it's Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, generally there are recommended tweet and post timeframes. So for example, if you're on Instagram and you are a venue, it could be that you do an Insta post once or twice a week. Same thing might go for Facebook. You post on Facebook once a week and then you run an ad campaign or you run a competition, for example. That could be your second post. Twitter, which is a lot more fast and live and completely on all the time, you might have to tweet more often. So it's very, very important that you determine your time frame, your schedule, and how often you want to be tweeting and posting on the various social media channels, and stick to it. Why do I say stick to it? Because there are so many Instagram, Facebook, Twitter accounts where you see a lot of activity for a period of time and then it all just dies down, and then you're kind of wondering what happened because there's radio silence. And I have been guilty of this as well, so I'm not pointing any fingers or anything like that, which is why I think what I'm trying to say is that you have to be consistent. It's so important because you gain momentum and you grow organically in terms of your followers and your following if you hold their interest and you're consistent with your posts and you're relevant with your posts and you keep them going regularly, because that's how you build a community around your brand and your product. Probably important thing about consistency is nowadays there's, for example, using Instagram, there is this trend where all the photos have a certain color scheme that they follow or a certain style that they follow in terms of how things are laid out, what are the pictures that are taken, what do they look like, are there people in the photos, are there not. So it's really important that you determine what those areas are for your specific brand or product that you want reflected on your social media channel. On Instagram, you can find lots of different apps, be it free or paid, where they have templates that you can use, and you can be consistently using those templates across your feed, which for those of you who don't know, that's your wall or where you post everything. 3 is quite possibly the most important of all the 3 points that I'm discussing today in this vlog, and that is engagement. Engagement is absolutely key when it comes to social media. What is so important about engagement? So I could be a vlogger, which I am, and I could have 1 million followers, which I don't, sadly. However, I have a very niche part where I vlog. Say I have 1 million followers and I get 25 likes. That just means I'm not engaging. If I was getting over 100,000 likes for every post, I would be very, very engaging. So every single social media account or platform measures engagement. It's how people engage with the brand. It's how many likes you get, how you comment. Do you respond to your comments? Are you building a community around these accounts and building a relationship with your followers? So engagement is very, very important. People that respond to tweets, people that acknowledge likes, people that say thank you to their new followers or send them a message and reach out, people who respond to any messages that they get on their Facebook pages, their Instagram posts, that comment, because you have to engage with your audience, because you have to build that relationship, that you're not just a photo. There is something behind all of this. And so engagement is so very important and so very real. So those are my top 3 social media, I guess you can say, management tips overall, if you're a hotel, if you're a venue, if you're a destination. As long as you are doing relevant things in the way of your posts and picking the right platforms. You're maintaining consistency in terms of how often you post or tweet or whatever it is. And that you are engaging with your audience, your followers, people that are commenting, people that are liking, and that you're gonna like back and follow back certain accounts because they're relevant to your product or your brand and they're key to the message. And you're going to then hit all the objectives that you set out for your social media. So thank you so much for watching this vlog, and I hope you found it useful. You know, there's obviously a huge range of things that you can do differently when it comes to social media management if you're a hotel, a venue, or a destination, especially for MICE, because it's not being done enough. So if you want to reach out to me, put some comments in the box below or send me an email. If you're interested in finding out more, I would love to help. Please subscribe to my channel. That would mean the world to me. It would be fantastic. Obviously, if you know anyone that works for hotels, venues, or destinations, then share the vlog, as you know, it's always nice for them to get some extra tips on how they can make their social media feeds better. So thank you again for watching, and I look forward to the next vlog sharing it with you. Bye guys.